My name is Hala. I'm an architect and urban designer. I'm 34 years old. I think it was in May. I felt like I just couldn't stand my body anymore. And we were having lunch across the street, and my husband is like, okay, they just opened here. Because he used to go to the Maker studio, and he just walked me in and got me subscribed, registered, or whatever you. Because I had put on about 15 kilos in the last. I realized that I put on 15 kilos in the last 4 years. So I was stress eating a lot. Before I used to be much better at. I mean, I didn't have any. I was eating normally, but for the last 4 or 5 years I was stress eating a lot, and we had a bit of a tough year with some family stuff the previous year, so I was just eating constantly.
Yeah.
But I was training, but maybe not the right thing. I was not doing weights at all, and it was a vicious circle because I had a back issue and a sciatica, and then I tore my calf, and then it was like one thing after the other. So before coming to UP versus after UP, a few things that changed. So I had a lot of sleep trouble, so insomnia, and my back. I used to confuse my back pain, which was muscle pain versus risk versus injury, and I didn't know how to make that difference. So it stopped me from training properly. What else? I think the food is a big thing because I had preconceptions about a number of things. At the beginning it was difficult to eat enough protein, for example, because I didn't eat as much like meat and things, and now my energy levels are much higher and I feel sharper actually and more confident. To be honest, at the beginning I was a bit resistant. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I do.
Like, why do I need to feel this tracker? I can just remember. Why do I need to eat like this amount of things? Like one thing here is not going to make a difference, and so. But I did do it still. I did. Because you and because of my husband, because he had been through this as well, so he really encouraged me. I think it's after the first 3 weeks, I started really to feel like my skin was different, how I moved. I remember I went to Paris to see my father, and it's like, you're moving differently. It's not even about just body shape, like it's moving in a different way. It's also eating, people saw the difference in the way I ate. I wasn't dieting particularly like in a stringent way, but going out, like just not having the bread baskets and the butter and the 3 glasses of wine, and just being more balanced generally. It is very different. Because I never used to do weights before. I was afraid of the machines and of the injuries, because in my mind that could injure me more. I used to do boxing, and I've kept that, and I think it's very complementary. But I feel that this has helped me improve with my. I think also 10 kilos less. Like you move better. But I never used to do anything similar, so I don't. It has added. It complemented my training and made the rest more efficient. But I never used to do this before, so. I was afraid to become bigger, because I used to do ballet and I had like big calves because of ballet, so I had the trauma, and I used to swim. So the last 5-6 years were really bad in terms of all my discipline, but before that, like there was a phase for maybe 3-4 years I used to swim every day, and I felt like my shoulders were too wide. I think it's also psychologically, like, because I felt like my shoulders were too wide, and then when I used to do ballet, I felt like my calves were too big, and when I used to do tennis, I felt like my thighs were too big. So there was always a fear of growing, and in fact, no, everything has like shrunk and become more defined, which is really nice. I sleep better. I have a much more balanced. I think lifestyle, and I'm more confident. I feel it at work. I feel it everywhere. I feel it with my friends have noticed it. My husband also has, like, even I'm more relaxed generally. I think I started as very tense and very unhappy because of how I felt in my body, and now I'm much more, confident and relaxed, and that discipline I really like. So my question is, how do I continue this discipline after this
That's what we're gonna
with
do.
a more controlled budget? I think I really enjoy having a waist, like not having to hide that part of my body, because typically I've never felt, although my legs are the first thing that shrunk because that's my composition. For me, the difficult part was this part, my stomach and my waist, and it's the part that reduced the last, I think, but it's the one that I really like. I love, I feel like I have a whole new wardrobe. I can dress like with things that I really like, and I don't have to camouflage this area. Like I've always, the theme in my life is how to camouflage this area. Even when I was really thin, this was the area that I needed to camouflage because this is where it went. So yeah. Frankly, what I thought was really helpful is as soon as there were a little bit of results, seeing the people's reaction, I felt was really encouraging. So looking at the beginning of the results, and I really thought it was not possible in this time. So seeing each other people saying, "Oh wow, what's happening?" is just that encouragement makes you want to do more and better.
Love